Hi, you guys. This is Sandra8675. Thank you for joining me here today for the Second Life tag challenge that I've seen going around the internet for a while now. This tag started a really long time ago. Actually, the first video I saw of this was by Strawberry. And the thing is, from watching her video, I've watched quite a few of these videos for Second Life tags, but from watching Strawberry's video, she kind of said, make up your own questions, come up with your own thing. And so that's what I want to do. And I'm really into, just being kind of balls to the wall, just like kind of saying things like they are. That's where I try to come from. So I made up my own questions. I'm going to answer my own questions, but I'm never easy on myself, so don't worry about that. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sandra8675. I do Second Life lifestyle videos on anything I find interesting or helpful in some type of way. And today we are finding out some basic and some juicy stuff about Sandra8675. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am actually going to be looking back on some questions that I have pre-written out for myself. This is just to kind of help me stay on track. So I'm going to be flipping back and forth. All right. So the first question is, I'm going to start off with some basic stuff, then I'm going to get a little bit deeper here. But the first question is, when did I first start SL? Okay, so actually I'm really bad about keeping track of time in general. So let me see. I'm actually going to look at the platform here to see when I started, because I don't know exactly. Okay, so let's look at the profile. Okay, so it says I'm actually 3 years old. All right, and actually that's hard to believe because it seems like just yesterday I started doing this Second Life thing. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but it has been 3 years ago, which is pretty amazing. All right, 1,125 days. Woohoo. All right, and it looks like I started a few days after Christmas, which is interesting. I don't know why I chose that day, but anyway. All right, and let me see. Next question. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who I know this comes up sometimes. I have been asked this question before in the past, and that is this my first alt, which is Sandra? And yes, it is. Okay, this is my first alt, and I found out about SL a little bit later in life. I didn't know about SL at all before I found it when I first kind of was messing around with it 3 years ago. I kind of knew it was a video digital lifestyle, but I didn't know anything about it at all. So anyway, that's the backstory on that. All right, so let's go to the next question. And that is, how did I find out about Second Life? Okay, now I put this question in because I find it so interesting to find out how people found out about SL. Boy, if I could get my thoughts together here. Because part of the reason I'm interested in this particular thing is because I really feel like SL needs to amp up their marketing to get more people aware of the platform, that it's out there and what it's about, which I am going to be making other videos on. Don't fret, I am going to be doing that. But how I found out about SL a couple years ago is that I used to live outside the country for quite a few years. And I was working at home. And when you live in another country, many times you don't have a lot of communication with others. It's kind of a secluded type lifestyle. I'm saying many times, not all the time, but in many cases, that's what it is. So something I relied heavily on in my situation was Facebook. That's how I communicated with other English speakers about different things that I might need or to find out about. So, because right now I'm living in the US, I hardly ever use Facebook. I do post my videos on Facebook that I make for YouTube. Otherwise, I don't really use Facebook that much for personal reasons. But I was on Facebook and I did see a very small ad, one of those little square ads that are on the corner of Facebook, kind of the same type of ad you would see an ad for Candy Crush, or a little ad that you see for, I don't know, buying shoes somewhere online or whatever. I just saw the little symbol for Second Life and I was bored and I was like, well, I'm going to check this out and find out what it is. And the link brought me to, the section of the platform where you sign up for an AVI. I did try it one time, and to tell the truth, I didn't like it because the the part of the platform that you actually land on at the very beginning, where you're learning how to walk and how to fly and all that stuff, at that time, I saw a lot of people with no clothes on walking around, and it just kind of turned me off. I didn't understand what it was all about. I didn't get it. So I actually got rid of that account immediately. But then I was bored again, like in another month or something. I was like, okay, I'm going to follow through and I'm going to hang in there longer to find out what this platform is about. And that's when I made Sandra, and I've hung in there ever since. And I'm glad I did find out more, because I think that the Second Life platform is not an easy one to figure out if you're not aware of kind of what's going on, or you haven't heard from others what it's about. I know a lot of people know kind of what Second Life is about, but some don't, and if you don't have any friends or whatever that are into it, it's not an easy thing to figure out. That's why I think there's a disconnect with the marketing. Anyway, I don't want to get on a roll about that. So that's what happened. And let's go on to the next question. All right. Let me see. Next question. Is Sandra your first original AVI and SL? I did already answer that, but yes, Sandra is my first AVI in SL. She's my first girl. This head is not her original one. The original head I had is a Ketwa head that my boyfriend bought for me, and I do still have it. I was thinking not too long ago that I might actually work on that head to see if I could get it, I don't know, looking a little different with the skin or the makeup or whatever. But yeah, this is Sandra's my first girl here. And the body I have is the Laura body, and the Laura body is the main body that I've always used. I have tried other body demos, but the Laura body is the body that I've always used. All right, next question. Let me see. Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit juicier, you guys. What is the worst, most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me? Or have I ever done on SL? Okay, most embarrassing or worst thing. Uh, you know, I wrote this question down because I think it's such an interesting question. However, I have to say I don't get embarrassed that easily. I just don't. Not in real life and not in SL do things bother me that bad to the point that I get embarrassed and I can't deal with it. Um, I will share this one thing. I don't share much of my real life on the SL platform or on YouTube, which I consider an extension of my SL platform. But one time when I was in high school, I was wearing a dress that had fasteners all the way up the front of the dress. And I slipped and fell in the hallway of my high school because the floors were slick for some reason. I have no idea why they would be that slick, but I did slip and fall right on my back, and it made my whole front of my dress split open. And so I was just laying there in the hallway with my dress split open. Luckily, it was in between classes. Nobody saw me, but all I did was get up, laugh about it, and I had to walk to my grandmother's house to get a sweater and something else to wear because the dress was damaged and I couldn't like continue wearing it all day. But yeah, so I mean, but I mean, what can I say? Shit happens. You got to deal with it. Whatever. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of mileage out of that story and laughing about it over the years. So yeah, it's totally fine. And yeah, I can't picture being embarrassed over anything I do in SL. Um, you know, so yeah. All right, let's go on to the next question. Okay, what is something you will never do in SL ever again? Huh. No. Um, there's certain things in SL I prefer not to do. Like, I don't know. I just, it's hard for me to say. I don't know. I can't think of anything. There's certain things I don't like. I have never really preferred listening to lectures. I really have to be in the mood to listen to what somebody is talking about, and I have to really be into it. I don't like doing that. But usually, if there is something that I run into in SL that I don't like for whatever reason, and it has happened before, I will just leave the situation. Because, oops, boy, oh boy, the notices just keep popping up. Yeah, because usually I will leave the situation and not think about it again, really, because, sometimes situations turn into other things that you're not expecting. And, whatever. It just is what it is. Let me turn, I don't know if I turn communications, if I'll get, do notices get turned off? I don't know. All right. Okay, yeah. All right, next question. Let me see here. Okay, so this is an interesting question that I think brings up a little bit of controversy with people. Do you voice with people in SL? Why or why not? Okay, so the answer to that is clear and simple with me. The answer is no. I do not voice with people in SL. Not ever, not for any reason. I'm a pretty private person, And I know that I make YouTube videos and I talk on the videos, obviously, but there's no reason for me to speak to people on voice on SL. To me, SL is a platform in which you could use voice. I mean, you could text, meaning you could type. There's really no reason for me to voice. Now, does that mean no one on SL has heard my voice? No, that is not what that means. I have spoken to a couple people, but it's because I've built up trust with them and I know them. And that's pretty much the end of that. But I know some people are very quick to jump on voice and use it. I find it too personal. I'm just not, you know, SL is a platform that's a pastime that I find entertaining in many ways. But as far as talking to people, with voice, it's not the platform for that for me. Yeah. All right. Next question. But again, if other people want to do it, I'm the, whatever, I just don't do it. Okay. Next question. Have I ever earned money in SL? How? Okay, so I've never had a job in SL. I remember when I first started SL, this is the very, very beginning when I knew nothing and knew nobody. I was vaguely thinking about stripping when I first started SL. However, because everybody tells you all the time when you first start this platform, they're like, oh, if you want to make money in SL, you got to strip. The thing is that with me, I was so new. You got to keep in mind, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anybody to ask. So at the time, I did not realize really what emoting was. I was not a big avid video game player. I didn't understand the terminology that was being thrown at me. I didn't get it. So when people were like, oh, you have to know how to emote, I was like, what do you mean? What is that? And I would probably say that a proper answer was never really explained to me in a way that I could understand what that meant. And at the time when I first started SL, when people were like, oh yeah, you got to strip, I thought that meant, again, this is going back to the beginning, you guys. I thought what they meant, because I was looking at the girls and what they were doing, and I thought that it meant all you had to do was dance around on a pole. I didn't understand that anything else was happening. And then it started being explained to me, oh, sometimes you have to go in the back room with people and, engage in other activities. And, that I was like, what? And it had to be explained to me, about the emoting, the extra curricular activities that go on in the back rooms, even the voice thing, how it's all connected. And once I started putting all the dots together, I very quickly was like, this is not what I'm into. I cannot do this. And so I never did it. There was one funny time that I was on a beach that I used to hang out at, and I was fully dressed, and I started talking to somebody, just chatting, and I ended up dancing on the beach, and this guy gave me money for dancing, even though I was fully dressed on the beach. It was just like a silly, moment. But actually, to be honest, it kind of bothered me to get the money. I didn't, like I said, SL brings up a lot of emotions that you don't quite think that it will sometimes. And I didn't really like the way I felt. And so I just I was like, this is not for me at all. I just don't, I'm not into it. Even though I told everybody about it and everybody thought it was funny, I just was like, I'm not going to do that no more. So anyway, that's my little experience with earning money on SL. Yeah. All right. And next question. Okay, do you have a lot of friends on SL? Why? Why don't you have more friends on SL? Okay. All right. The answer to that is no. I do not have a lot of friends on SL. I have very few friends that I talk to. There's about 5 people that I know really well on SL that are, I consider friends of mine that I've known since the very beginning. One of which is my boyfriend. There's another couple that I know that I am very fond of, and they're just really good people. And yeah, and then one girl I met when I was Christmas shopping last year, not this year, not in 2021. I met her in 2020 when we were Christmas shopping, and I decided I liked her, and then I started stalking her. So I made her be my friend, and we still talk to this day. And yeah, every now and then I have a lot of acquaintances, people I'll say hi to or speak to fleetingly, but I don't have any like really tight friends. There's very few, like I said, about 5. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot. It's been a minute since I've spoken to her, and I was thinking about her just the other day. I know Izzy Solstice, and she actually has a YouTube channel. It's been a minute since she's made a video, I think. But yeah, I think I met her while I was shopping one year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so anyway, I've met a couple really good people, but most of the people that I know are acquaintances, just people I could have little chats with, and that's about it. All right, next question. Let me see. What do you want out of your YouTube channel? Why did you start a YouTube channel? Okay, so my YouTube channel. All right, so basically I started my YouTube channel because on SL because I thought I could. I saw other people do their thing, and I really wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want to copy anybody. I didn't want to, you know, necessarily follow trends. I know sometimes I do. However, I really want it, if I do follow trends, I want it to do it in my own way. I noticed from watching SL YouTube channels, I noticed a lot of people would handle videos, would do things in a certain way. One of the things I did notice is I did notice that a lot of people who I'm not going to drop any names here, but I noticed that a lot of people would make videos in a very watered down way. It's almost like they were skating around what they really thought or what they wanted to say, or it's almost like that they were following some type of guideline for what you could and could not say in SL or on an SL blogging channel or something. I really don't know. It's just, I just noticed a lot of the channels were very watered down. Just not, I don't know if I want to say not honest, but just watered down. That's the main thing I could think of. And I wanted to make a channel that was a lot more real, if at all possible. And yeah, so that is my main purpose here. That's what I wanted to do. And I think I do that. You know, I try to be cool about stuff, and I try not to throw people under the bus purposely. However, I do try to say what I feel. And, I'm not into giving reviews on things and only saying great, great, great things. Because life is not everything is great. Sometimes there's some criticism that is thrown into certain situations. But I think that's fair. I think it's okay to do that if you do it in a nice type way. But anyway, yeah, that's why I started the YouTube channel, because I wanted to do my own thing. And, I'm doing the best I can. All right, next question. I don't know if I like this question. What is a favorite thing about me? That's a silly question. I don't know why I wrote that one down. I don't have a good thing to say for that. Okay, my ears. I really like my ears. All right, let's go to the next question. All right. Are you an extrovert or an introvert? I think me and my girlfriend were talking about this not too long ago. My girlfriend that's on SL. I feel like I can be an extrovert if I'm ready. Like if I know I'm going into a situation where I need to be an extrovert, I think mentally I could get into it and play the part and be fine with it. However, I think many times if I'm not ready, if I'm not expecting to have to be an extrovert, and if I'm just like shopping or by myself looking at the ocean or whatever, I think I'm not prepared mentally at that moment. And if somebody acts extra aggressive with me or whatever, I just sometimes I'm not ready for it. And I can come across very much like an introvert. I have many moments where I can be an introvert and I prefer to be by myself and quiet and, like a quiet little mouse. Yeah. So it just depends. It depends. Sometimes I could be both, I guess. All right. Next question. Are you a controlling person? I would say again, just like the introvert and extrovert thing, I would say sometimes I can be. I prefer not to be, but I think I am more controlling when I am forced to do so. If I'm forced to take the reins and take over and do something, I can. I don't prefer that, but I definitely can when needed. Yeah. All right. Next. What types of clubs, sims do you actually prefer in SL? So when I'm in SL, I actually, because me and my friends talk about this a lot, and we're also different in what we like and what we feel comfortable with and what we don't, or what have you. What I personally like is I like club type atmospheres. And I like places that get a decent amount of traffic because I love to people watch. And I like places that do not have too many rules. Oh my goodness, not too many rules, people. The rules really bog me down. I just cannot. I tell you, a lot of places I have to say, and I know that there's, a lot of, again, I'll use the word controversy over this, but a lot of places do not allow anyone at the establishment that is not considered human. So sometimes I forget, I'm not thinking about it because I do have real life stuff going on in my life and everything. And sometimes I'm just not thinking about all the SL rules that I need to remember. And I have been kicked out of clubs before because of my ears. Because they have all these rules about needing to be human and whatever. And the thing is, we're talking about clubs I prefer, though. That's the question. So, what I prefer is I prefer clubs and a nighttime type atmosphere, but I like not too many rules because I like to be able to go to clubs and I like to dress the way I want to dress. Usually, I have kind of a semi fantasy way of dressing. That's what I like to do. And I like to, get into it and look the part and just be left alone. Like, I don't want to be approached and said, oh, hey, you can't have those ears on. Oh, hey, you can't, it's just, and a lot of clubs also have these rules that some of them have rules that you cannot wear auras. You can't have animals attached to you. There's a lot of things for a lot of different clubs that you have to try to remember and keep straight. And I just, prefer clubs where you could just go, hang out, wear what you want, and not be bogged down by so many rules. Yes. All right, so that's what I prefer. Next question. Okay, so is your SLAVI really a form of you in real life? Or do you make it completely different? Or do you make it a completely different persona than is it a completely different persona between you in real life and the AVI and SL? Okay, so basically, is my SL Sandra like me in real life? And I would say yes. There is basically no difference. If somebody talks to me in Second Life, and if they were to talk to me in real life, they would find out I'm very much the same person. I don't put on personas or try to pretend I'm something that I'm not. Of course, we got the ear thing going on. I can't have ears like that in real life because if I could, I totally 100% would, but I cannot. But that's pretty much the main difference. Actually, my AVI in the face the original face used to look a lot more like me in real life. Right now, the face, not so much. I tried to make her height and her body to look basically like me in real life, but that's pretty much the extent of it. And I try to always make one of her eyes look different than the other one because I do have kind of a serious condition in my left eye. So I try to make her left eye always look a little different. That's just how I make her a little bit more like me. But that's the way she looks. But the way she acts, yes, it's what you see is what you get. It's me all the way through. Yeah, I'm not like pretending to be something that I'm not, except for the ears. We've already covered the ears situation. All right, next question. Oh, okay. So the next question was, does your AVI look like you in real life? So I kind of merged those two together. So let's go on to the next one. What is your favorite thing to do in SL? I don't know what my favorite thing to do in SL would be, I don't have anything off the top of my head. I really enjoy going to sims that are really, really well done. Like this one that I'm on now is really well done. It's Elysion, Elyson. It's really well done. It's a beautiful sim, and they have really nice furniture, really beautiful parties. Of course, you have to pay. It costs about 1,500 Linden to join the group. And, it's a really beautiful club, though, and I like filming here. There are some free sims that are beautiful. I like seeing those. And I would say that's probably one of my, favorite things to do in SL is just see a really well put together sim. Yeah. All right. And I do like hanging out at clubs. Like I said before, I like hanging out at clubs. All right. Let me see. Next question. Okay. Okay. What do you wish you would do more in SL or spend more time doing or get better at? I have always wanted to get better at taking pictures in SL. I actually used to do photography more on a professional basis in real life. This has been a couple years ago now. People can do some really beautiful shots in SL using the lighting and stuff. Sometimes I get so involved in other things that I do not spend the time or the patience to get into that. And I have to say, anybody who does YouTube, it really does suck up a lot of time. By the time you make the video, the thumbnail, make the video itself, I mean, it's taking up a lot of time, you guys, a real lot. So sometimes I just don't feel like I have enough time to do everything I want to do. And so the photography gets shoved on the back burner. However, I do wish to, take some better photos or just take more photos in general, because I think it's something I would really enjoy. I just haven't spent enough time to do it and get really good at it. But, I think it would be a great thing to do. Yeah. All right. And, okay, this is something a couple people have asked me this before. Okay, so the question, is Sandra my real life name? And the answer to that is no. All right, next question. Okay, do you ever role play and why? Role playing is, I really wanted to role play for a long time in SL. I have gotten so turned off of role playing because I've come across some role playing places that I think were more serious. And, when you don't know what's going on, sometimes you land somewhere and you start walking around and, you're just not cognizant of all of the rules. Lots and lots and lots of rules. And I had some moments where I had a couple people, get on me like right away and were like, hey, you can't do this or you can't be here. You have to do this. And then, by the time the rules get ran down to you, then they're like, okay, you got to wear a tag and you got to dress this way and you can't do this. And, it's just, it was a lot for me. I prefer these days, I could honestly say I never para role play. That is not my thing. That is not what I'm into. But I do like chatting with people, even if it is in a made up type role play situation, I will talk to them if it's kept simple. So that's pretty much the best answer I could give. I wish that there were more traffic sims, more heavy traffic on roleplay sims, but I also wish that there were more roleplay sims with less rules. I think more people would roleplay. So that's my feeling on it. I think roleplay sims in SL are kind of losing some of their traction. And I know that there need to be rules, but I think there probably need to be less rules and less emphasis on the, I don't know, all of the, I was going to say less rules. God, so many rules. Anyway, yeah, so I do like the role play as long as it's not para role play and as long as there's not too many rules. That's what I prefer. But I don't mind dressing the part. I love dressing up. So anyway, that's my answer. All right. And let me see. Next question. What bodies do you actually have? Yeah, I have the Laura body. On my alts, I have the eBody Curvy that I've been using for years now. And let me see, I have the eBody Curvy. And for my male alt, I do wear the TMP Legacy Classic Free Body, which works fine, I think, for me, for what I need. And for Sandra, she was sent the Cupra original body for me to try out. I think that body I had some issues with creating a body I really wanted, a shape that I was really happy with. There is a deformer, a waist narrower that I think I'm going to get, which will make the body a little bit more what I like. But I am going to be grabbing the Cupra cups, which is the smaller breasted version of the Cupra body. I know I've mentioned a couple times I'm going to be grabbing it. I've just been lazy. I got the money. I just need to go and get it. But yeah, that's been the plan all along. So I am going to get that. And yeah, so that's what I got as far as bodies. Okay, next question is, what do you end up blowing most of your lindens on? Most of my lindens, it's changed over the years. I would say more times than not, I spend most of my lindens on things for Sandra to wear. I also have an alt named Bree. I spend a lot of lindens on things for her to wear also. And when I say things to wear, I'm talking about not only clothing, but hair, makeup, skin, stuff like that. I like to mess around with the alt and mess around with, just the contouring of the face and all that stuff. I have to say, I'm really happy with the skin Sandra is wearing right now. I got the face skin on a 60 linden weekend sale, but then I had to pay for the body skin outright. Let me tell you what skin it is. Hold on. Let me get it here. Wait, where is it? Oh yeah, I've been wanting to try this brown. It's Peppy Skins, Pepe. Yeah, I ended up getting, like I said, they gave the face skin for the one price, but then you had to pay for the body skin full price. But it was still a good price, and I'm really happy with it. Yeah. And another skin I would love to try is session skin. I need to find out if they have baked on mesh skin over there because it seems like on MP, most of the skins are pliers. Anyway, that's getting off on a totally different thing. But yeah, what I spend most of my lindens on, and fantasy stuff, fantasy like extra fantasy stuff, like things that you hold from Chris 2 Designs, uh, or as, whatever. Yeah. All right. So, what would I change about SL? Oh boy, that's a loaded question. Boy. What would I change about SL? I think honestly, the main thing I would change about SL is I would change the marketing. I know I've mentioned this before and I said I wasn't going to get on a roll about it and I'm not going to, but damn it, SL is a good platform. It's very interesting. There's a lot of things to do on the SL platform. There's a lot of people from all over the world. It's a great platform. They really need to work on the marketing. They have to do that in order to get new people more interested in the platform, or at least to get people aware that the platform is out there, because a lot of people might have heard fleetingly what SL is, but they don't know exactly what it is. So there's that. And then, of course, there's, I would need to think about the other thing. Beyond the marketing, there's that area that you land on when you first enroll in SL, when you first make your AVI, that area where you learn to walk, stand, fly, whatever. That I'm not happy with that area. I'm not happy with it. That area needs to be rethought or revamped or something. Maybe even some really good, not half-assed done, but really good YouTube training videos could be made where, maybe if you're going through there and you press a button, you could see a YouTube video on how something's done or whatever. I don't know, but to me, that whole area it looks the same as it's always looked. The same color scheme. It needs to be redone somehow. I don't know. Yeah. So those are my main things on what could change with SL. All right. Well, you guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this interesting in some type of way, maybe even helpful. Don't know. And I think some of the information was in fact juicy, some of it maybe not. But either way, I challenge you to make the tag challenge, video, blog, whatever you want to do. Share your information, help SL's name get more out there, to get more people involved. And yeah, stay tuned for my next video. My next video is going to be an unfiltered video. I know I've ran slightly behind on making my little videos. That is because in real life, I did get my third COVID shot, which really, really, I have to say, made me very sick. But, we all got to do what we got to do. But I'm starting to feel better, so I'm trying to catch up a little bit. And you guys, I will go ahead and see you next time. Take care. Bye.